today. Many of you know me, some of you may not. So I want to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jason Veenstra, and I am an agent in the Kalamazoo, Michigan market. That's the Southwest Michigan area, about an hour south of Grand Rapids if you're not familiar with the area. I am a second generation realtor. My father started our team 34 years ago. We're coming up on 34 years ago. And he is actually still one of my business partners, along with my mom. Cindy Veenstra is also one of my business partners. And she is also on the webinar with us today. So if you have questions, feel free to put those into the chat. Keep in mind that those will only go to me and Cindy. They are not distributed to anyone else, and they are totally private. So feel free to put questions there, and we'll try to answer those questions for you live on the webinar. And I also serve on the Greater Kalamazoo Association of Realtors board. And I am a board manager for the Michigan Regional Information Center, which is kind of a conglomerate of 11 associations. And we all share services, share technology in order to make all of our associations in the Michigan area better. I also sit on the MLS committee and the Budget and Finance committee for our local association, and I'm also a landlord. So I am part of the Kalamazoo Area Rental Housing Association and a member of the Rental Properties Owners Association. Now, all of these things are my business side of things. I also have an incredible family, and I'm so thankful for them. I have a wife, Linda, of over 14 years, and we have 5 amazing children. And a very unique thing about me and my family and my 5 amazing children is that all 5 of those kids were born within 3.5 years of each other. So I have 5-year-old boy-girl twins, I have a 4-year-old, and I have 2-year-old boy-girl twins. So we have a very busy, very active household. My wife is amazing, and I'm just so blessed and so thankful that I get to do this work. And they are the reason that I get to do that. So that's just a little bit more information about who I am. And today, what I promised you is that we were going to talk about, first of all, what is eXp Realty? And secondly, how eXp Realty has kind of changed the way that we do business as the Veenstra team. Why did we make the move? And what are some of the ways that we are enjoying our time here and we're benefiting from our time here? So in order for me to tell you about the benefits that we see and we're experiencing, I have to give you kind of the overview of what eXp is. So I am going to run through this presentation, and I'm going to just try to give you some details about our experiences and why we love eXp Realty and why we believe that there really is no better model out there as far as brokerages go. So we're going to cover who eXp is, the business model, eXp world, solutions, and then finally, if you are at all interested, joining eXp. So who we are. Glenn Sanford is the founder of eXp Realty. Before Glenn got into real estate, he was involved with a number of startup companies in the internet realm. And then he got into real estate in 2002 and was very successful very quickly. He started out at Keller Williams, but he quickly believed that there was a better way to do things. And when I think of Glenn Sanford, I think of kind of a visionary. There are not very many people that I would put under that category, but people like Steve Jobs, people like Elon Musk, that's kind of the level that I put Glenn Sanford on, and he just happened to be looking at the real estate world. And so in 2009, Glenn Sanford actually started eXp Realty. And in the short 11 years that we've been around, we now have over 39,000 agents all across the United States, 5 provinces in Canada, and I believe we are now in 6 different countries other than the United States. So international expansion as well. And as I said, this shows more than 38,000 agents. We have now surpassed 39,000 agents. And one of the things that we've experienced here at eXp and that 39,000 other real estate agents is the fact and the ability that because we're one large company, we're not franchises all over the country, we're just one large company, we're able to really maximize our numbers and economize and grow to scale. So we're able to use the massive number of 39,000 agents and continuing to grow to be able to purchase technology things and do all of these different things at scale, which brings the cost down, which is one of the things that we've really experienced and we've really seen here at eXp Realty. Now, eXp, we have 9 core values that eXp holds near and dear to our hearts: service, sustainability, collaboration, transparency, integrity, innovation, being agile, fun, and community-oriented. And these are truly things that we see on almost a daily basis throughout the company. A couple of things that I really wanted to touch on here: collaboration. That is one of the key things that we at eXp, or we, the Veenstra team at eXp, have really seen as being super evident. eXp is extremely collaborative among all of our agents. And one way that we've experienced that is 2 years ago, Glenn Sanford, the founder of the company, said, you know what, we've got all of this incredible talent. I want to use that talent to make all of us better. And so what he did is he created a competition, and that said, I want as many agents as possible to submit your listing presentations to a panel. And we're going to look at all of these listing presentations. And then every single agent in eXp Realty is going to be able to look at each one of these listing presentations and vote on who has the best listing presentation. And whoever wins will get $5,000 directly from Glenn Sanford. Very, very cool. Well, the whole purpose of him doing this, and the whole purpose of him saying, here, the best person gets, the best listing presentation gets $5,000, is because he wanted us to look at everyone else's listing presentations and choose the best parts from each of those listing presentations and use them as our own, make them our own, so that we all become better. Now, we've worked at some great companies in the past 34 years. And I've only been in the business 11 years. But over the last 34 years, David and the team has worked at some really incredible companies that have been really good companies to work for. But the level of collaboration that we see here at eXp is something that we definitely did not expect. Because when you join what's considered a cloud-based company, which eXp Realty is, we don't have that brick and mortar. We don't have the offices that we go into. And so we kind of thought, you know what, we're going to be kind of on an island ourselves. Well, that is exactly the opposite of what we've experienced. Using all of the technology that's available to us and that we've all really been forced to use over the last year with the coronavirus, we are getting in touch and talking to agents across the nation and even now across the world more so than ever. And it really allows us to be able to improve who we are as realtors and really be able to focus on improving our skills and abilities in order to better serve our clients. So the transparency is another one that we've really seen evident. Just the fact that Glenn Sanford talks about our finances and talks about how the company is functioning behind the scenes. That's something that we've never really experienced. And the reason he's willing to do that is because every single agent with eXp Realty isn't just an agent with eXp Realty. We're actually owners of the company. We become stockholders with the company. As soon as you close your first transaction, you are gifted stock. And eXp is actually publicly traded on NASDAQ. So we're no longer a penny stock. We were a couple of years ago, but now we are publicly traded on NASDAQ. And so we're owners of this company. And so because of that, every single agent is given access to financials and things of that nature that you probably don't have access to where you're currently at. Now, our business model is very different. You remember Blockbuster. You remember how you had to go to Blockbuster to rent a movie. And then back in the old days, you had to be kind and rewind and then bring your VHS back to Blockbuster. Well, Netflix came along and bankrupted Blockbuster. And now Circuit City, they were around for many, many years. But then Amazon came along and bankrupted Circuit City. And eXp is now looking at the internet the way that Netflix did, the way that Amazon did, and is saying, how can we as realtors really turn the model on its head and save our agents money, provide better services to our agents who then can provide better services to their clients. And that's truly what we've seen. Now, with a typical company, you've got a franchise, and there's a lot of overhead. You've got your franchise fees and your desk fees. You're only each franchise is localized to most of the time a small town or a region. You've got inconsistent growth incentives. Most of the time, no growth incentives because you don't have any ownership interest or even the possibility of ownership interest within your company. Excuse me. And most of the time, you have very limited technology and support simply because they don't have the infrastructure built out in order to support their agents. Well, with eXp, we're a cloud campus. We don't have any desk fees because we don't have offices that we go to. We can work from anywhere. I can work from here in my home office. I can work from an office on the other side of town. I can work from Starbucks or Panera or from the beach if I wanted to. We have live training, over 50 hours of training every single week that you can access. And all of that is live. This is not pre-recorded training. However, we have thousands of hours of that as well. But every week you can log into the world and you can actually check out the different training sessions that we have. We also have real-time support. And this is really important. These are specialized teams of people who focus on certain things. And one example, really, really good example of that is just yesterday, we had an agent who wants to join eXp Realty, but didn't really know where to start. So she contacted us and she said, hey, I want to join eXp Realty. I know your agents with eXp. What do I do? So we said, great, this is awesome. We'll help you along the way. So we logged into what's called the eXp world, and I'll tell you more about that here in a minute. And we went directly to the support desk for onboarding. These are people who only deal with bringing new agents into the company. So we logged onto the system, and within 2 minutes, we were talking with somebody who said, these are the exact steps that you need to take, and these are the exact steps that the agent needs to take. I will be handing you off to this exact person so that she can continue the process. And within 2 minutes, we had started the conversation. Within 5 minutes, the conversation was finished. And we knew exactly how to help this person. And so we were able to follow up that person right away and say, hey, great news. We can help you along the way and get you set up. That we were able to do that because of the specialized teams that are in place. We have specialized teams who will do onboarding, who will do accounting, who if you have a transactional question, you can go to them. If you need tech support, you can go to the tech support team, and they will actually log onto your computer. They will actually try to figure out, why isn't my printer printing? Why isn't my scanner scanning? Why isn't my PDF program loading? And they will do that. And that's all included. We don't pay anything extra for that. And you're probably thinking, okay, what about when I need to talk with a broker? Well, that's one of the incredible things about eXp. Here in Michigan, we have several brokers. We have obviously a managing broker, but then we have other brokers who, we have a designated broker, but then we have other managing brokers. And because we're all spread out, there's over 1,400 agents now in Michigan. We're all spread out all over the state. But anytime that we need to ask a question of a broker, we can log on to our Facebook specific to eXp Realty. This is not Facebook.com. This is exprealty.facebook.com, and it's built on the Facebook platform. But essentially, we just log into that system, and we can have a video chat. We can do a phone call, or we can just do a normal chat with one of those brokers. So we can just send a message, and one of those brokers will respond to us, or we'll say, hey, let's jump on a call. And every single time I've done that, I haven't had to wait more than 1 minute. And these are people that we're in constant communication with. I see a message, or we're communicating with one of our brokers on a weekly basis. So these are not people who are just kind of obscure. We don't know who they are. We're always in constant communication with them. And it has truly been an incredible way for us to do business. Before, if we wanted to talk to the broker, we had to wait till they came back to the office, or they came to our office, or they came back from a listing appointment, or if they went on vacation, well, shoot, we might have to wait a week or so. Well, we've never had that issue, and we're so thankful for that. International collaboration, we are growing at an incredible pace, and we'll tell you more about that here in a minute. And then powerful equity opportunities. So here at eXp, we still sell real estate. We do the exact same thing that we've been doing for the last 34 years, and we still receive commission the exact same way on every transaction. But eXp found another way, or a couple other ways, in order to help compensate agents instead of just that commission model. So we have what's called revenue sharing and stock equity programs. And I'm really excited to share those different programs with you and show you how they've affected us. I talked about eXp Realty being a cloud and internet-based company. Well, we don't have the desk fees. We can work from anywhere. We don't have the brick and mortar costs. We don't have 10, 20, 30 people working in an office space just to make sure that people who walk up to the front desk are welcomed, or just to make sure that the floors are clean, or just to make sure that the printers are working properly. We don't have that overhead, and so we're able to share instead of paying on those expenses, we're able to take that income and pay it out to agents. We don't have because we don't have those leases and those teams of people that have to work on site, we can invest in the support and the technology and the collaboration and the education. All of our transactions are paperless. We use a program called SkySlope, very similar to Dotloop, but SkySlope is the company that's used by most brokerages in the nation, from what I understand. Just learned that. And so we're able to do digital signatures through that. We're able to upload documents, and the brokers are able to review all of the documents and make sure that we're in compliance. And then again, we have instant access to training and support. The live training I talk about every week, we have over 50 hours of live classes every single week. Well, last week we actually had 60 hours of live training, and I'm going to guess that only is going to continue to grow as the number of agents and people willing to train grows. You can learn from agents who are selling 50 houses a year, 100 houses a year, 500 houses a year. I attended a class a couple of weeks ago. He is a team leader of a team that is selling over 700 homes this year. And I have completely free access. Every single one of these live trainings is totally free. You don't pay anything more. You can talk about your sales, your leads, social media, your CRM, and different technology tools. My guess is if you have a problem in your business that you're trying to solve, we can find you a class that is going to teach you on that, whether it's a live class this week or whether it's a class that was previously recorded. I'm guessing that we can find something for you. The real-time support, we talked about that already. If you have a question about a transaction, there are transaction specialists who are literally waiting to help you. And I believe this is outdated, but it says support teams are online and available weekdays from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now that we've onboarded countries like Australia, and some of those other, we have a couple of African countries and Asian countries that are now part of eXp Realty. I believe those hours have been expanded because we need to have people ready to support those other countries in different time zones as well. But you know for sure that the hours are open long time. And at your current brokerage, I'm guessing you don't have support teams that are available this much. International collaboration, we've already talked about this. We've expanded to lots of different countries. We're continuing to expand. Mexico just opened up this past week. We're in South Africa. We're in Australia. We're in the United Kingdom. We're in, I think I said South Africa. Lots of different places, and we're continuing to expand every single month. Very, very exciting. Now, some of the other ways that we can earn an income through eXp and some of the exciting ways that the Veenstra team has earned income are the equity opportunities. Like I said, every agent, when they close their first transaction with eXp, are awarded stock, which is traded on NASDAQ, and our symbol is EXPI. You can go and look at that. I believe yesterday it was trading around $60 a share. Well, last year it was trading at about $9 a share. Think about that. $9 a share to $60 a share this year. Anytime you close your first transaction of the year, anytime you cap, and anytime an agent you sponsor or an agent that joins eXp Realty and closes a transaction, closes their first transaction, you are awarded stock or equity in the company. If you do a certain level of production, let's say you've capped, and our cap is a very competitive $16,000. You paid in $16,000 as your share to the brokerage, and you've done X number of transactions after that. Here in the Southwest Michigan market, that's about 20 additional transactions. You become what's considered an icon agent. And an icon agent is awarded by receiving up to $16,000 back in the form of stock. So I've paid out $16,000 to the company in my commission. And now I've hit icon, and I've hit icon each year for the last 3 years. David, my business partner, has hit icon each year for the last 3 years. And so we've been awarded $16,000 worth of stock. Well, last year, remember when I said it was trading at $9 a share? The $16,000 worth of stock that we have now is worth over $80,000. Think about that. I paid eXp Realty last year $16,000. I hit icon. They paid me back $16,000 in stock options. And then the share price went from $9 to over $60 a share, and it's worth over $80,000. This is on top of all of the other commission dollars that I already receive. This is incredibly exciting. This is something that is not offered anywhere else. And yes, the stock might go down, but that's okay. It might go up too. And this is extra money that I wasn't getting at my last company. So this is just a cherry on top. Now, you can also purchase stock. You can use 5% of every transaction to purchase stock at a 10% discount. Who loves instant equity? I know I do. So I can use 5% of my commission dollars that come in on every transaction, and I can purchase stock at a 10% discount with that 5%. And we do that every single time. Every single time I close a transaction, I tell eXp Realty that I would like a 5% of the commission dollars that I receive to be used to purchase stock at a 10% discount, giving me instant equity in the stock that I purchase, and even more equity in the company, which means I want to see the company succeed. And that rings true in a lot of different ways. Another way that eXp Realty is a little bit different than a lot of the companies around is called their revenue share plan. We don't hire people, recruiters, to bring other agents into the company. We don't want that overhead. So what Glenn has decided to do is he's offered a revenue share plan. And this is not a new thing. Keller Williams has been doing profit sharing for since I think the early 90s. But they're doing profit sharing. eXp Realty is doing revenue sharing. But this chart, this concept, is actually taken from Keller Williams and just modified slightly for eXp Realty. The cool thing is that it's revenue. So anytime, let's say an agent comes into the company and they said that they came to the company because I, Jason Veenstra, recommended they join the company. They close their first transaction. Well, out of the 20% share that they send to eXp Realty, because we're on an 80-20 split on every transaction and every agent is on that same 80-20 split up to $16,000, 3.5% of that 20% goes directly to me. And that's not after all the expenses have been paid to eXp Realty, not after the printers have been paid for, not after the cleaning company has been paid for, like profit sharing is, like what Keller Williams model does. Right off the top, 3.5% of that 20% that gets shared to eXp Realty is immediately shared to me. And this doesn't just happen one time. This doesn't just happen every year. This happens as long as that agent stays with eXp Realty. As long as the person that I recommended join eXp Realty, as long as he stays with eXp and as long as I stay with eXp, every single time he closes a transaction or she closes a transaction, I receive 3.5% of that 20% that they send. Pretty incredible. Now, that happens anytime I recommend somebody come into the company and they say, yes, Jason Veenstra brought me in. But let's say that person then decided that they or then recommended that somebody join the company, and that would be my tier 2. Anytime that person closes a transaction, I receive 3.8% of that transaction immediately, right off the top of that 20% that's sent to the company. And this goes 7 layers deep. So it can keep going and going and going. Now, in order to qualify to earn an income from those other layers, those other tiers, you have to have a certain number of people that you've brought into the company. They want to incentivize the agents to bring other good quality agents into the company, people who are selling a lot of real estate and know really well what they are doing. So the first level, anybody that you bring into the company, you get that 3.5% of the 20%. The second level, you have to have at least 5 agents. that you've brought into the company to qualify for tier 2. For tier 3, you have to have at least 10 agents. For tier 4, 15, tier 5, 20, tier 6, 25, and tier 7, you have to bring on at least 40 agents to qualify for those different tiers. But just to think about that. Now, keep in mind that you receive 3.5% of the commission that's sent to eXp Realty, so 3.5% of that 20% until that agent caps. So once that agent caps at $16,000, I'm just writing, doing the quick math here. Sorry, that wasn't working, but it's totally until the person caps that you receive that 20%. After that, then anything that they cap, they don't pay 20% anymore to eXp Realty. They only pay $250 per transaction. There's just a very simple $250 transaction fee to eXp Realty because they're no longer paying that 20%. Now, eXp World, this is a really cool and unique thing that eXp has done. eXp World is our real estate office. It's an office that's built on the internet, built in the cloud. And like I told you that story yesterday of how we met with somebody on the onboarding team. We went into the world. And yes, it kind of looks like a video game. So you create your avatar, you create your character, and you can walk in. When you go into the world, you're brought immediately to this front screen, the information desk, and you can ask them, where do I go to talk to somebody about transactions? Or where do I go if I have a question about my accounting? Or where do I go about onboarding? And they'll direct you there. And they can actually send you there directly. So they can just kind of send you there and you're immediately brought to that place. Or you can walk. You can walk around this. Basically, it's like a university campus. We have the specialized departments. We have team collaboration. There are actually places that you can, all of the team members on your real estate team, if you're in a team, can go to these rooms and you can have a team meeting there. So maybe you guys are all working from your home and you want to have a team meeting. Well, you can go to these team rooms and collaborate there. Our training is all done within eXp World. So all of our classes are done there. You can see here we have large scale meetings that you can attend. And it essentially is like a big classroom or an auditorium that you're all sitting in chairs. But you can ask questions and the person presenting can respond to those questions. They can have a PowerPoint. They can have a video. All of this is done live. And we actually just had our big, what's called EXP Con a couple of weeks ago. That's our yearly convention. And we had, I believe it was upwards of 10,000 agents at one time in the world. And it was incredible seeing all these people in all of these different rooms going to seminars and hearing the state of the association, excuse me, not state of the association, state of the company, and hearing from trainers and all of those really cool things all happened right there within the cloud. You can, again, work from anywhere. You can work anytime. That cloud is open anytime you want to go into it. Now, this is an interesting stat. According to NAR, 28 to 33% of realtors are uninsured in any given year. Well, Glenn looked at that stat and he said, boy, I really think that with our large scale, we can do something about that. So, eXp Healthcare. Glenn Sanford went out there and started talking to different companies and said, hey, we've got these 30,000 agents at the time. And a lot of them don't have health insurance, or it's really expensive health insurance. What can we do? Now, every single eXp agent has the opportunity to get healthcare through the eXp agent healthcare system, which is lower cost than what you're going to get on the marketplace. There's telemedicine services, so you can actually talk to a doctor live on your computer. There are supplemental insurance providers that you can get through it as well. Really, really forward thinking from Glenn Sanford. He said, hey, I see a problem in the real estate industry. And that problem is that my agents or agents in general are not insuring themselves, are not protecting their families. What can we do to better protect our agents? And when you have 30,000 agents or now 39,000 agents, you can do things like create a health care plan for your agents, provide that protection for their families, relieve some of that stress from your agents, and give them peace of mind knowing that their families are taken care of. Truly an incredible thing. Some of the other solutions, eXp Enterprise is our back office. It's where we log into and we're able to see every transaction we've closed, every breakdown of each of those transactions. We can go into SkySlope and upload each transaction and all of the paperwork, and the brokers are going to review that paperwork and make sure it's in compliance. And if it's not in compliance, they'll let you know it. And then you can, oh shoot, I forgot that signature. Let me get that signature and send it back, and all is good. Once a transaction is ready to close, we get an email from SkySlope, from the folks at eXp who work in our SkySlope, that says, hey, we've checked all the paperwork. Everything looks good. Here are the instructions to give to the title company so they know exactly what to do. Seamless system, works really well. Workplace by Facebook. It's our own personal Facebook that eXp Realty has created. Because we have so many agents, we are able to have our own Facebook built specifically for eXp Realty. We're able to log in and ask questions, and it functions the exact same way as Facebook does. So if you're familiar with Facebook, you can do this, and every single agent in eXp Realty is on Workplace by Facebook. Our CRM, I don't know if you've heard of different customer relationship management tools, but because of the number of agents, we were able to get KV Core, which if you were to go out and buy KV Core on its own, it's probably about $500 or $600 per month that you would be paying just to have the software. That's not paying for any leads. That's not anything except for having the software available to you. We have a $50 a month technology fee here at eXp Realty. And we get all of these things for that $50 a month. That includes KV Core, our CRM. Our branding and our marketing is awesome. eXp Realty just announced a new logo that came out about 2-3 weeks ago at EXPCon. And so we can go into our branding center, our marketing center, and we can get flyers, we can get business cards, we can get magnets, we can get apparel if we want hats or clothes. We can do all of those things right there within the marketing center, and we can customize it the way we want it to look. But it's all provided for us. Just like at your brokerage, you have marketing that's provided for you. Well, our marketing is provided for us. Obviously, we might have to edit a few things, but send it off to the printer, totally done for you. eXp Enterprise, like I said, is our back end. You can view your agent details, your commission and cap status. You can review your equity awards. You can get real-time performance reports on how you're doing in real estate this year. It's a really great way for us to stay current on everything that's going on. Available 24/7. You can know exactly what's going on. You don't have to ask your broker. You don't have to go to the accounting team. It's all there available to you. Like I said, SkySlope allows us to be able to track our transactions, kind of like dotloop, but we can get digital signatures that way. We can do everything on the phone. We can make sure everything's in compliance. It's all taken care of right there within SkySlope. Workplace by Facebook, already talked about that. The KV Core website, it's a full IDX website. So if you've always wanted your own website where your own listings were provided and all of the other listings for everybody within your area were provided, well, you get that for just $50 a month. It's included. It's amazing. And that's not only a full IDX website, but it's also a complete CRM. It's also a complete marketing team if you want it to be. You can spend $50 a month or $100 or $250 a month, and you can start getting leads directly into your own website. People who are spending $100 to $200 a month are getting 60 to 100 leads a month coming to their website, filling out a form, saying, I want to see what these houses are going for. I want to see what I can buy, or I need to sell my house. And those leads are being sent directly to you. And all you have to do is you pay a little bit of money, and KV Core takes care of it for you. You don't have to learn how to do Google. You don't have to learn how to do Facebook marketing. They do it for you. Marketing and branding, we already talked about that. When you join eXp Realty, you get 1,000 business cards. You get folders. They'll send you information for signage and for brochures. All of that is already taken care of. All of these, this is actually our old logo. We're going to need to get this an updated presentation, but all of this is going to be the new logo. And then we have preferred partners. eXp has grown at such an incredible rate that all of these companies are going, hey, wait a second. We want to partner with you. We want to offer your agents a discount on these services. But also, eXp Realty has decided, wait a second. We want to help our agents in yet another way. We want to provide our agents with not just strictly real estate commission, not just revenue sharing, but remember that publicly traded stock, the EXPI stock? Well, that doesn't just deal with eXp Realty. eXp created their own mortgage company, IntroLend. They created their own title and escrow company, Silverline. And they created their own express offers platform. Incredibly forward thinking, again, from Glenn Sanford. Express offers is a program that, you know how on Zillow, they have now Zillow offers, or there's a lot of these offer places out there that are eliminating the realtor. They're saying, oh, you don't need to use a realtor. We'll buy your home direct. And this is how we do it. Well, Glenn Sanford said, wait. Agents need to be involved. We need to make sure that these buyers, these sellers are getting the services that they deserve. And when they go to Zillow, when they go to OfferPad, they're not getting the services that they deserve. So let's create our own. Let's create express offers and make it so that it essentially does the same thing. It's a direct offer. You're not putting your house on the market, but the seller can sell directly to one of the investors, one of the buyers within the express offers program, but it goes through the real estate agent. The realtor is still there helping the seller along the way, and the realtor is still getting paid for that. So instead of sidestepping the realtor, eXp Realtors are now able to offer the exact same services as Zillow, as OfferPad, but we're able to do it and get paid for it. And most importantly, make sure that our clients are well represented, because when they don't have a realtor in their corner, they don't know what they don't know. And that can be dangerous. Now, the cool thing about that top line there, IntroLend, Silverline, Express Offers, those are all companies that Glenn Sanford could have, if he wanted to, just created as separate entities. But he didn't do that. He said, you know what? These should all be under the same eXp company name. They're not eXp Realty. They're eXp. They're IntroLend by eXp, Silverline by eXp, and Express Offers by eXp. And so, because they're under the same umbrella, anytime they profit, that gets shared back with us agents. Whenever these companies do really well, that gets shared with us agents because they're under the EXPI symbol. They're part of the eXp corporation. And that's not something that Glenn had to do, but he saw another opportunity to make the agents at eXp Realty better agents. And he saw a way to help them succeed more. And that's what he did. We've also partnered with home warranty companies and utility transfer partners and signage and virtual tours and currency exchange partners. If you have an international buyer who has to get his money transferred over before they can purchase here in the US. We've partnered with a currency exchange partner to make that as seamless a process as possible and to benefit the client the most, because the exchange rates are a little bit better because we're able to do it on a larger scale. Now, we've covered a lot of stuff. We wanted to share with you what we've loved about eXp Realty. And I know there were some questions. Once I get out of this, I will try to answer those questions here for you. If eXp Realty is something that you're interested in and you're ready to say, you know what, yes, I am ready to make a move to eXp Realty, great. We would love for you to do that. Go to join.exprealty.com. Oh, you know what? We didn't even talk about some of these things. How much does it cost to be at eXp Realty? I'm so sorry. Every eXp Realty agent has an 80-20 commission split. 80% goes to the agent, 20% goes to the company until you cap at $16,000. Once you cap, 100% of that commission goes to you, the agent, for the rest of your anniversary year. Keep in mind that once you cap, there is a $250 transaction fee on each transaction until you become an Icon agent. Once you become an Icon agent, then that is actually dropped down to $75 per transaction. So incredibly competitive commission splits and rates. We're not the highest, we're not the lowest, but just keep in mind some of the other benefits you get. There's a $149 startup fee. $149 will get you into the company. That's it. That's it. And I apologize. I told you earlier that there was a $50 per month technology fee. They've broken that, or they've combined that, and they've said now it's a total $85 per month cloud brokerage fee. That includes the technology, that includes all of the other services that are included with eXp Realty. So for $85 a month, you get all of those things we've talked about. On every transaction, there is a $25 broker review fee just to make sure that everything in SkySlope is legitimate and is in line and everything's in compliance. And then errors and omission, you do have a $40 risk management fee on a per transaction basis, and that caps at $500. Very similar to what other brokerages do, but you do get E&O insurance through eXp Realty, and it's $40 per transaction until you do enough transactions where you've capped at 500, then you stop paying that E&O insurance. Now, a lot of people have heard in the past that eXp is just a bunch of agents who are trying to recruit because we want to make money off of the transactions somebody else is doing. Well, look at these numbers. We are the number one, or in 2009, we were the number one independent agent in the country for closed transactions. And again, the number one from 2018 to 2019 increase in transactions. You can see that there are a lot of top producing agents. Our team will close about 100 transactions this year. And we've been able to do that successfully at the other companies we worked at, and we've continued that here at eXp Realty as well. Like I said, if you wanted to become an agent, if you wanted to become a shareholder with eXp Realty, simply go to join.exprealty.com and you'll be able to fill out the application there. Very simple process. You can get moved over from your brokerage to eXp very quickly if you want to, or you can make that take a little bit longer if you have some things that you need to take care of at your current brokerage. I'm going to close out of this and jump back into the presentation. And I understand there was a question from somebody that said, what about the website platforms? I believe we covered that with KV Core, the IDX platform that is available to us. And that is a fully fledged website. It is a full IDX website where you have access to every single listing in your market. It doesn't matter who it's listed by, doesn't matter what brokerage it's with. You have access to that, and you can send listings directly to your clients via email automatically on a daily basis. You can send them via text message. You can add a calling portal through that, so you have a phone number that you can call people through, so that all calls get directed into it, and you can keep track of it that way. Incredibly powerful program. It also has lots of add-ons if you want to add on some marketing, if you want to do some Google marketing or some Facebook marketing to get some leads coming into your database. Like I said, you spend $100, $200, $250 a month, you're going to have upwards of 100 people a month who are registering on your website. And obviously this is going to differ depending on what region you are, what area you're in. But anywhere from 60 to 100 leads a month is what you can expect just on the averages that we've seen. Incredibly powerful. If you have any other questions, please put them out there. We had another question about, somebody had asked about mentoring. If you're a new agent and how do I get mentored? How do I know what to do? That's a great question. So at eXp Realty, agents can become mentors. They have to do a certain level of production. They have to meet certain criteria so that they can mentor other agents who are in their area. I happen to be a mentor with eXp Realty. So when new agents come into eXp Realty, I mentor them on their first 5 transactions to make sure that they have somebody walking alongside them that has experience, that knows what they're doing, and can answer questions along the way. I provide guidance as far as how do you write a contract? How do you write a purchase agreement? And okay, a listing presentation. How do I do that? And just guide them through that process. And no matter where you are, whether you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in Australia, you're in South Africa, there are mentors available to you if you're a newer agent or if you just have questions. And the cool thing is that these mentors truly want to help you, because as the rising tide, all ships say, I don't even remember what the quote is, but basically, as the company improves, as the agents improve around us, our stock improves. Because typically, as companies get bigger, as companies start to do things better and better, their stock tends to go up. Well, I want to make sure that our stock keeps going up because I'm an owner of this company. I have a lot of stock. And so I want to see every single agent do really well. And that is a key differentiator between eXp Realty and any other company we've worked at previously. Previously, I worked at a brokerage, and it was me and my team, and we were doing everything we could for ourselves. And we were great colleagues and friends with the other agents in the office, but I wasn't necessarily going out of my way to make sure that they were doing everything they could to be the best agents they could be. It just wasn't the mindset. Well, here at eXp, I want to make sure that you are the best agent that you can be, because when you're a really good agent, that makes eXp a better company. And when eXp is a better company, that means that we're all going to benefit, because every single agent is an owner of the company. And that's a mindset shift. And that's truly what eXp has been for us. It's been a mindset shift where we want to collaborate. We want to help. When somebody asks a question on the Workplace by Facebook platform, we want to make sure that those questions get answered, because we know if they succeed, man, it's going to mean really good things for the company. And so that has been a mindset shift. New agents as well, along with mentorship, every single week, our brokers host a class about doing some sort of training, whether that's how to write a contract or how to do a listing presentation. Every single week, our brokers host classes on that as well. And so tons of training available. One of the really cool things that we've kind of touched on a couple of different times, but that I've just thought was absolutely incredible. A few weeks ago at EXPCon, Glenn Sanford was presenting. And remember when I said we had like 10,000 agents in the world? Well, there were a couple of times where the world crashed. We had 10,000 people logging on to the eXp World servers, and the servers just couldn't handle it. And so Glenn Sanford said something that was truly unique. Everybody says if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You've heard that saying hundreds, maybe thousands of times. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, Glenn Sanford has a saying, if it's not broke, let's break it. Because when you break something, usually you fix it. And when you fix something, usually you improve on it. So he said, let's break these things so that we can improve on these things. Let's make our agents better. Let's make our company better. Let's make it so that so many people log on to the eXp World servers that the servers crash. Because then we have to figure out, okay, what do we have to do next time so that this doesn't happen and we can make things better for next time? And that's totally what this is all about. We want you to be a better agent. We want you to be the best agent you can be for all of the people who are out there. So I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope it answered some of your questions. If there are any other questions, I'll stick around for just a couple of more minutes. Throw them into the chat box. Keep in mind that chat box is totally private. It only is seen by me and Cindy. No one else will see your name. No one else will see your face. No one will know who commented. And I'd love to be able to answer those questions for you. Even if you don't ask the question now, but you think of a question later, please reach out to me. I'd love to be able to answer those questions. And again, we just want to make sure that you're being the best agent that you can be. And we've been at eXp now for 3 years. We want to tell people about eXp because we truly believe it is the best model out there. It's the best way for agents to serve their clients and make themselves better and make their transactions better and hopefully make the lives of their clients better. So thank you so much for coming on today. I haven't seen any other questions. A couple of people have said that they had to get going. Thank you so much for attending. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a fabulous Friday and a great weekend.